endure to the end. We gotta endure to the end. Oh, Kwam Yasha Allah. Gotta be set apart for the Most High, Yahweh the Father. Endure to the end.
These prophets out here teaching you this truth right now. The servants of the Most High.
We gotta endure to the end. Oh, Kwam Yasha Allah.
So basically, they done robbed, raped, murdered, beat us, sold us for nothing. And our peoples don't even know who is the enemy. So our people destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
To the end, gotta be set apart. On knee depth in these precepts, hit the byways and go hard. I do it all for God, the power, Yahweh.
Can't forget with all their hearts, lean not unto their own understanding.
That's Christianity right there. Oh, just love God. That's it. That's all we have to do. Love, 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 love. You can go out and eat pork, and steal, you can do everything else. The law's done away with, so it's time to pay them time.
Celebrations. Created me in His image. Lord, forgive us for sinning. Gotta endure to the finish. The water, Yahweh, repentance. He sent His only Son to die.
So I see today, Juneteenth, June 19th, the day the black slaves was emancipated. The old precedent gave y'all threw y'all the bone, you know. Everybody happy. His brother in the car just said Juneteenth. Everybody happy, but we was doing this on our own. We was celebrating this 4 or 5 years ago on our own. Now the oppressor, he want to make this an official day for black people, and to feel like he did something for y'all, for us. We was already celebrating this day. If he want to do something, he can give us a bill like he gave the Asian people a bill of protection from police brutality, from white supremacy, right? Got a minute to hit a word, sister? You got a minute to hit a Bible? All right. First and foremost, let me ask you one question. What you consider your nationality, which is like your race? Your nationality, like your race, your ethnicity? Black? Right, okay, well, the name that they gave us was black people. They call us black people, but we are more than just a color. We have a God-given nationality, and that God-given nationality is right here, the 12 tribes of Israel. The 12 tribes of Israel come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons, which is the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, so we are, give me Genesis 32:28. Yeah, give me that. So I'm going to show you who Jacob was. Okay, Jacob is one of our forefathers out the Bible. Read that.
Genesis chapter 32, verse 28. And he said, thy name should be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with man, and hast prevailed.
Israel means a prince that has power with God. Jacob had 12 sons, which are these people on this side right here. This is what the white man called us. The white man gave us a name, but he didn't call you your biblical name. Your biblical name is, if your people descended from the transatlantic slave trade, which is when they gathered us up from West Africa and brought us to America, which I'm sure your people probably do descend from that. Those are the people who are the 12 tribes of Israel right here. And that's in the Bible, the transatlantic slave trade. Give me that. Deuteronomy 28:68. I'm going to show you that that's in the Bible. And this book was written thousands of years ago, and it's telling us that we were going to slavery on ships because of our disobedience to God. So it's like a punishment, like your kids. If you tell them take the trash out when you get home, you expect the trash to be taken out. So God feel like we stopped listening to him. So he said that he would punish us. He said he's going to punish our ancestors, and then he said he's going to punish your children of our ancestors. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee in Egypt again with ships.
It said the Lord will bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Give me Exodus 20 and 2. Let's break down what Egypt mean in that passage. Okay? Read that.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which hath brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. Bondage is another word for slavery. Okay? Now go back to 28. Read that again. Start from the top.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
The Lord shall bring thee into bondage again
with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again.
You will see our homeland no more again, is what he said. You're going to go into slavery on ships. You will see your homeland no more again. Read. This is what's going to happen when we get off the ships.
And there you should be sold unto your enemies.
You should be sold to who?
Your enemies.
So the people who sold us and brought us from west coast of Africa to America, God called them our enemies.
God.
That's what he said. Read that up, finish that up.
Thou shalt see it no more again, and thou shalt be sold unto your enemies for bondman, bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
And when you get off those ships, you're going to be sold as slave men and slave women, and no man shall buy you. That's what happened to our people. That's biblical. It's in the Bible. God is only dealing with the 12 tribes of Israel. That's who he came here for. That's who Jesus came back for. The 12 tribes. Okay? So I'm going to show you another thing. A lot of people, the people that's over in Israel now, they calling themselves Jews. Those people. But they are the fake Jews. We are the real Jews of the Bible. Okay, so this is why we are suffering, because they stole our, give me Isaiah 65 and 15. This is what happened to us. The Most High said, you don't want to listen to me, you're going to get sold unto your enemies, and they're going to call you black. Every other nation here has a place to go back to. They call themselves, they got a flag, they have a homeland. We just black people in America. All right, read that. Now this is another curse. This is why we don't know. These people have stolen our nationality, our identity, and everything. Read this, because this is what God said will happen.
Isaiah chapter 65, verse 15. And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
And you shall leave your name for a curse. When you got off those slave ships, your name wasn't Johnson. Your name wasn't Williams. Those are European Edomite names. All right, read that again.
And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen.
To who's who?
Unto my chosen.
You hear that, sister? He said, my chosen, you will leave your name. You're not going to know who you were. You're not going to know where you're from. Drop that. Give me a 4 and 6. Hosea. All right. These are all the things the Most High God said will happen to our people. This is why we in these conditions. This is why we at the bottom, because we refuse to listen to the laws of the Bible. Read that.
Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
My people are destroyed. He said, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Read.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, and I will also reject thee.
Since you have rejected knowledge, he said he's going to reject thee. He has turned his back to us because we have rejected his word. Read.
That thou should be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thou God, and I will also forget thou children.
He will also what?
Forget thou children.
He said he will forget your children because you didn't want to listen to what he said. He said he will forget your children. You understand that? Okay, give me Amos 3 and start at 1. Okay. Got it? Here you go. Read them.
Amos chapter 3, verse 1. It is word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
You hear the Lord call you children of Israel. Those are the chosen people of the Bible. Read.
Against the whole family which I brought from the land of Egypt, saying, you are the only have I known of all the families in the earth.
You say, you are the only have I known of all the nations in the earth.
Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
So that's why we in these conditions. He said, out of all the families of the earth, you only have I known. So therefore I'm going to punish you. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's sin in the world. Everybody's sin. Every nation sin, but we are the ones being punished. We are the ones at the bottom. And this is why. You know what I'm saying? So give me Deuteronomy 28, 54. Let's start right there. All right? So these are some of the punishments that he said will happen to our people. Got that? Come. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you,
the brother that is tender among you, not meaning a homosexual type of tender, meaning a brother that good-hearted, a nice brother who is tender among you,
and very delicate, his eyes should be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Towards the wife of his bosom, towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. This is the curse among our people. If you look up statistics, you'll see that blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians are leading in these categories. Because the Most High said that you will be punished. You know what I'm saying? So, give me another punishment. Give me Isaiah 3 and 12. Yeah, give me that one. It's another one right here.
Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors.
Children are their oppressors. That means, as us as a nation, we are being oppressed by our children. The children are the one who's out here killing each other, shooting each other up every day. They're killing each other with guns. Every day you hear about somebody getting shot and killed. So read that from the top.
As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
Women rule over them. The reason that the women is ruling over them because there's no man in the home. Women ruling over the children who are the oppressors, who are killing each other every day. Read.
O my people, that which lead thee, cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths.
Destroy the way of thy paths. You hear that, sister? So these are some of the curses that the Most High said we would go through. Deuteronomy 28:45. So our people are going to continue to go through these conditions until we come back to God. How you come back to God, you have to follow his laws, statutes, and commandments. That's how you come back to the Most High. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 45. Moreover, all these curses should come upon thee, and they should pursue thee, and overtake thee. Thou should be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded to thee. And thou should be upon thee for a sign.
And they shall be upon you for a sign. He said these curses is going to be upon you for a sign to let you know you are these people right here on this sign, which are Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. Jacob had 12 sons, which makes the 12 tribes of Israel. He said these curses are going to be upon you for a sign to show you who you are as a people. Keep reading.
And wonder and up on the sea forever. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness, with gladness of the heart, for the abundance of all things.
Since you done serve God, you was going to serve your enemy, okay? And the people who stole your nationality are right here. These white Jews right here. These are the people who calling themselves the Jews of the Bible, which they are not. They are converts. Give me Revelation 2 and 9. Revelation 2 and 9 telling you that they stole your identity. All right, you got that? Read that.
I know thou, Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. I know thou works in tribulation, in poverty, but thou...
Most High say he knows thy works and the tribulation and the poverty that we are in. Because these people are not at the bottom. These people living it up. They got all the money. They the Jews that's in Israel right now. But the Most High say he know our poverty, our conditions. Read.
But thou art rich.
But thou art rich. We rich because we the chosen people. Read.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
I know the blasphemy of them who say they are Jews and are not. But what are they?
But they are the synagogue of Satan.
They are the synagogue of Satan. You hear that, sister? Give me 3 and 9. He gonna show you what these people right here, when the Most High come back, we finna read what those people gonna have to do to us. Read that.
Revelation chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
You hear that? He said he gonna make those people worship at your feet. Because he's going to show the world that he loves you. You are the chosen people. That's why we have to come back to the Bible. So, all of those people right there, give me Revelation. I'm going to prove, matter of fact, give me Jeremiah 14 and 1. I'm going to prove to you. Thanks, Mama. See y'all later. I'm going to prove to you that we are the Jews of the Bible. Read, start at 1. Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 1. The word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah concerning the death. Verse 2. Judah mourning.
Say Judah mourning. Judah is in mourning right now. You know what mourning means, right, sister? Judah mourning. Read.
And the gates thereof languish.
The gates mean the security, our leaders. It said the gates languish, which means they are weak. Our leaders are weak. Judah mourning, and our leaders are weak. Read this. Listen to this part, sister, carefully. Like I just told you, they stole your nationality. Read. Listen to this part. You said the gates thereof languish. Read.
And they are black unto the ground.
They are what?
They are black unto the ground.
Read it from the top. From 2 again for the sister.
Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourning, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground.
They are black unto the ground. If you dig up the dirt, what color is it? He's telling you that the real Jews of the Bible are black unto the ground. All right? And to prove to you that the Jews are black, give me Solomon 1 and 5. All right, sister. So yeah, these people here, they stole our identity. They stole our nationality. That's why they don't want to give us no loans. They don't want us to rise up because they know that we are the chosen people. If they let us in to do anything, we're gonna outshine everybody. We're stronger. We're more intelligent. We're smarter. We're wiser. So they try to keep us down because if you let them in, they're gonna take over. We're gonna take over because it's in us. The Most High has chosen us to rule the earth. Read that.
Sons of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. I am black.
What did he say?
I am black, but comely.
Black but handsome, beautiful. I am black but comely. Read.
O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Look not upon me because I am black, because the sun has looked upon me. My mother's children were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards, but my own vineyard have I not kept.
You hear that? He say, don't be mad at him because he black. All right, this your bus, sister? Oh, okay, well, good. So you an Israelite. Right? That's what all people have to understand. That's our God-given nationality. This is what we need to come back to. Give me Leviticus 19, start at 16. Right? So these some of the things that we have to do to come back to the Most High God. All right? Because we can't be out here just doing anything. You can't just be out here saying, I love God, and that's it. You know, you have to obey the laws of God. Because God don't hear, if you a sinner, God don't hear your prayers. You can pray all you want. People always tell me, I don't get it. I pray all the time, but you're not doing what God wants you to do. You're not doing his laws. So if you're not doing his laws, he don't hear you. Read that.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 16. Thou should not go up and down as a talebearer.
You know what a talebearer is? Shouldn't go up and down gossiping, telling people business, being in the midst of mischief. The Most High don't like that. Read that.
Thou should not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people. Neither should thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord. Verse 17. Thou should not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou should not anywise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. Verse 18. Thou should not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
You shouldn't hold grudges against, if you got a sister or something, y'all done fell out, or, you know, and you just, it's been months, 6 months, it's been a year. The Most High say you shouldn't bear grudges against your people. That's your sister. You're supposed to forgive her and let her go. Otherwise, the Most High not going to forgive you on Judgment Day. He gonna say, why you held that grudge so long against your sister? You know, so you got to let that go. Read.
And against thy children of thy people, thou should not love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. They should keep my statutes. Thou should not let the cattle.
Jump to 24.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 24. But in the 4th year,
26.
back. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 26. Ye should eat anything with the blood, neither should ye use enchantment nor observe time.
You hear that? You shouldn't eat nothing with blood in it. You know, we cook our food all the way through anyway. But this is what the Most High say you shouldn't do. If blood is in your food, that means life is still in the food. You shouldn't eat nothing with blood in it. You know what I mean? So, and you shouldn't, read that last part again?
Neither should ye use enchantment.
Enchantment. That's like witchcraft. It's like voodoo. Like when you putting candles in people's birthday cake and you talking about make a wish. That's enchantment. You know, that means that's like you making a voodoo to whoever. Who you making a wish to? Because if you want to talk to God, you can just get on your face and talk to him. You don't need candles and all that. That's witchcraft. Read.
And nor observe times. Ye should not round the corners of your head, neither should thou mar the corners of thy beard.
Like me and all the brothers who be up here preaching, you see that they have a beard. That's one of God's laws. You're not supposed to cut your beard. You don't supposed to shave your head bald. Read that again.
Verse 27. Leviticus 19, verse 27. Ye should not round the corners of your head, neither should thou mar the corners of thy beard.
You hear that, sister? Read. Go.
Verse 28. Ye should not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord.
You're not supposed to print any marks on our flesh. You see all these tattoos I got? I had to repent for that and not do it again. So, yeah, me too. So all you have to do is ask the Lord to forgive you for it. Don't do it again, sister, and he'll forgive you for it. It's good as gone. Read.
Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom.
You hear that? He said, don't prostitute thy daughters. Now, that don't mean literal. Well, you can take it literal. You're not supposed to prostitute your daughter, put her on the corner. But another way to prostitute your daughter is thinking that because she's with a man, she's supposed to get something out of him. Oh, you was with that nigga all day and you ain't getting nothing from him? You prostituting your daughter. Just because she was with a man doesn't mean that she's supposed to got something out of him. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand what the Bible means when they say don't prostitute thy daughters. Read that. Read.
I'm going to start from the top. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness. Verse 30. Ye should keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary.
You know what the Sabbath is? You got it. You in the right. You in the ballpark. You in the ballpark. The Sabbath is from Friday night to Saturday night. Right. There you go. You got it, sister. Read what the Most High said about his Sabbath.
Ye should keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord.
So on the Sabbath, you don't supposed to. Matter of fact, let's get it. Give me Exodus 20 and 11. Is that what I want? Let me see. Start at 8. Yeah, read that.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days should thou labor and do all thy work. But
so, Shalaki, so Monday through Thursday, you can do whatever you want. That's Monday, well, Sunday through Thursday. My bad. You can work, labor, do all you have to do. But he said the 7th day is the day you're supposed to keep holy. Read.
Remember, I'm going to start at verse 8. Exodus chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days should thou labor and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. And in it should thou do any work, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant.
So that means you or your children or anyone in your household shouldn't be in there cooking nothing, shouldn't be, I'm finna go to the store and buy something. Get the Lord his day, get the Lord his time. You know, you should be focusing on thanks, yeah. And give me Leviticus 11 and 7. Yeah, give me that. Go a couple more laws from the Most High, sister.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 7. And the swine.
You know what swine is, right? Swine is pork. Okay, cool. That's good. That's a good thing. Read that.
And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud.
So he cheweth not the cud. He don't digest his food properly. A pig will eat anything that you lay in front of it. It could be a dead body. It eat its own fetus. A pig will eat its own fetus. Whatever you put in front of a pig, he will eat it. So the Most High say, although he divided the cud, he does not digest his food properly. Start there from the top.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 7. And the swine, though he divide the hoof, be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you.
He is unclean to you. Read.
Of their flesh should ye not eat, and their carcass ye should not touch.
You shouldn't even touch a pig. Of their flesh you should not eat, of their carcass you should not touch. They is unclean to you.
So we should not eat cow?
We give you this flight. We up here every week. Take this flight, man. let you. We finna get there for you right now, sister. We Leviticus 9. I think that's what you should eat. That's in the water. Okay, you heard him say about the swine. Do you eat pork? Okay, that's good. Pork and other things that's in the sea, which is in the water. They're gonna tell you what's clean to you and what's unclean to you. Read.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the water.
So whatever that's in the water, he's about to tell you what you can eat that's in the water.
Whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters.
So whatever fish that have fins and scales in the water,
in the seas, in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
Them is what you should eat, that have fins and scale.
And all that have not fins and scales in the seas.
And whatever have not fins and scales that's in the water.
And in the rivers, and all that move in the waters, and all of the living things which is in the waters, thou should be an abomination unto you.
You know what an abomination is, sister? A vile, disgusting act. Hear that? Read.
Thou should be even thou should be an abomination unto you. Ye should not eat of the flesh, but ye should have the carcass is an abomination.
So anything that is he showing you? Yeah, that have fins and scales, that fish, that's good for you. That's a clean fish. But whatever don't have fins and scales, like lobster, crab, shrimp, all those are bottom feeders of the sea. They are there to clean the ocean. So they eat anything, bacteria, feces, whatever that's in the water. They eat all of that to keep the water clean.
What about cow meat? Because I started don't want to eat cow meat no more.
You don't want to eat what?
The cow meat.
Cow meat,
Yeah.
beef,
Yeah.
red meat. Well, it's not. It's hard to digest, so it's not good. A lot of it is not good for you. So
Now what about chicken?
chicken is good. It's more lean. It's more of a lean meat. It's not hard to digest. It's a clean.
Because whenever I eat chicken, I always have problem with my teeth. Just eating chicken.
How do you cook it? Do you bake it, fry it? How do you eat it?
Steaming.
You steam it? Well, steaming is going to be more of a tough texture because it's not really, when you're steaming it, you have to steam it for a very, very long time to get it tender enough. If you put it in the oven and let it like bake, it'll be more tender. It'll be more of a tender, softer texture. But
Yeah,
if you,
because okay, I'll do that. I like shrimp, but one time I was eating it and this pastor was sitting down and he said the Spirit of God is telling him that I should stop eating shrimp.
the shrimp is unclean to you. It's an abomination. So God doesn't like, he didn't ordain for us to eat that food. That food is here for another reason. I mean, that fish is here to just clean, not to be eaten. He didn't put everything here for us to eat. That's why people have diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, gout, because you're eating all of this food that is unclean to you.
Parasites.
Yeah.
Okay, what also tell you something? We are the end time. We are the end time.
We are in the end time. Yes,
Maybe
ma'am.
not.
Yes. What's your nationality, man?
From Ghana.
Oh, you from Ghana? Okay. Do your ancestry go back to Ham or Shem? Do you know? Yeah.
There's too much going on. And then one thing the Lord is preparing me that is coming for his wicked
Yes. The Israelite. That's what I'm trying to see. Are any of your people descendants from the transatlantic slave trade? Or were any of your people brought from Africa to America?
My mom told me they took people from each family. Because sometimes when I see some people,
Yes. Give me
Like today, I saw one
Romans
bus
8,
driver.
16.
I saw one bus
She
driver.
wanna know our
and I said,
nationality.
That's like
Hey,
people there.
she wanna know our nationality according to the Bible.
Okay, step over here, sister. Let me show you something. Yeah. And this for you, sister. 8, 16. Start at 16. Read this.
Romans chapter 8, verse 16. The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are of the children of God.
So the Spirit can bear witness with what we're about to pull out, and you will know if you are children of God, because everybody is not the child of God. Okay, God created everybody, but everybody is not God's child.
Yeah, because Jesus said what you do tells that you are part of it.
Right.
Yeah,
Deuteronomy 28:15. So these are some of the things that your spirit can bear witness. This is what happened to God's people right here. Okay?
and the
But
enemy,
first, let's get 29:1. Your bus came? Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 1. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
This is what the covenant that God told Moses to make with the children of Israel. Okay?
In the land of Moab, besides the covenant which he
Okay,
made.
go to 28:15. All right?
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it should come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that these curses should come upon thee and overtake thee.
So this punishment is going to overtake our people right here. This is what the Most High said will happen to our people, his chosen people. Read 16.
Verse 16. Cursed should thou be in thy city.
Cursed shall thou be in the city. So what do you mean by that is, we are living in the city right now, right? And the punishment for our people will be getting shot down, killing each other, not able to get along with each other. This is a punishment from the Most High God, because our people didn't listen to his laws, statutes, and commandments. So he said, therefore, you're going to have a punishment put on your head, which is a curse. Okay?
Black on black.
So read, give me 29.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 29. And the day should grope at noonday, and the blind grope in the darkness.
You know how when you get up in the morning and you finna go to work or something, you see people just sitting on the bus stop, people just walking like they ain't got nothing to do, they don't know where they going, like they zombies. Read that again.
Verse 29. And they should grope at noonday, as the blind grope in darkness.
This is a curse that the Most High said will happen to our people. We will grope in the noon. Now give me 56.
Okay, I go to you see the dollar store right now? Just this dollar store, and it's going on everywhere. They put all this black stuff, and when people step on it, there's stuff that goes in their body.
A chemical.
Yeah, and this sexual stuff is destroying people. But for me, I know it.
Yeah, they have all type of like chemtrails. You ever see the plane when they ride past? They leave that long white stripe.
Yes, yes.
You know, you don't see that everywhere, but you see it in our community a whole lot. You know, they dropping chemicals out of the plane.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're dropping chemicals. You see my body. Yeah,
Give me 56, 28:56.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness.
Say the tender and delicate woman among you, she will not set her foot on the ground to her husband for delicateness and tenderness. This is what's going to go on inside the household. Read.
Her eyes should be evil toward the husband of her bosom, toward her son, and toward her daughter.
Her eye will be evil towards her son, and towards her children, and towards her husband. These are some of the curses that our people will go through. All right, give me 60.
Hey,
64.
He said he don't know his nationality according to the Bible too.
And the Lord, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
You hear that? God people is scattered among all people. Out of the four corners of the earth, our people are scattered everywhere. All right, sister.
I have to go to the store before they close. But I'm gonna go.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question. Do you identify with anything that we just said?
Oh, yes.
Okay, well, sister, your spirit bear witness, so you are a child of God.
And then you say your mother was taken, your family was taken from Ghana, from West Africa.
Oh, yeah. A lot
Yeah.
of people. My mother told us. She said they came to even have
And you don't want to know your nationality
Yeah,
according to the
yeah.
Bible.
Now go ahead. I need something.
Okay, sister, go ahead. You're an Israelite, sister.
Yeah, tell me right quick, 'cause I gotta go.
Gotta follow God's commandments, sister.
He don't know his nationality according to the Bible, King. That's what he said. Tell him real
All right, sister. All right, brother. Let me say one thing to you. You know why? When we ask you your nationality, you're going to say black, like every other black person that we say. But God gave us a biblical nationality. And the biblical nationality that we are the Hebrew Israelites. Okay? So, what we telling people is, the people who are calling themselves Jews in the Bible, they are not the real Jews of the Bible. You see these people right here? Them are converts. That means they converted into our nationality. They stole our nationality. Give me
And they call it themselves. See, I didn't know that either.
this is another punishment that God say He will put on you, sister. Give me Jeremiah 17:4.
That is unclean. The crab is
First, give me Amos 3:1 first.
we should eat.
Okay? And then get Jeremiah 17:4.
There's a lot of stuff we don't even know.
Read that.
Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word, and the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt.
You listening, sister? Read that. Listen.
Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought you up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Hear that? God say, you only have I known out of all the families of the earth, because we are God's chosen people. We the chosen people of the Bible. That's why God say, you only have I known of all the people of the earth. Read.
Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquity.
So I will punish you for all your sin. See, that's why we at the bottom of society right now. We the ones being punished because God only dealing with us. He not dealing with the whole world. He's dealing with the black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. The 12 tribes of Israel. That's right.
With other nationalities.
There it is right there. So, what if I got you wrong? Okay, hold that. Get Psalms 83 and 4. What's that? 83 and 1? Okay, sister, listen. Right, you won't keep. This is why all the other nations, they don't like us. Listen to this.
Psalms chapter 83, Psalms chapter 83, verse 2. For lo, thou enemies make a tumbling,
The enemies has made a tumbling.
and they hate thee, and have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against our people.
You know what crafty counsel is?
What is that?
It's like sneaky. Like you don't know it. You don't know what's going on. Somebody make a crafty counsel against you. It's behind your back. You don't know.
Like a sarcastic. Like everybody knows.
Just pretty much plotting on you and you don't know about it. All right, read.
Against our people, and consulted against our hidden ones. Verse 4. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation.
This is what all the other nations have got together and said about the people of God. About the children of Israel. This is what you follow me, brother? This is what all the other nations have said. They got together and they said, let's come together. Read that part again.
We are part
Verse
of the
4.
tribe.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Read it again.
Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent.
They have consulted together with one consent. That's to cut you off from being a nation. Read.
And they are confederate against thee.
Confederate against thee.
They intimidated by us.
Yeah,
They keep us
they
low.
know who you are.
They know if we rise all together, it's gonna be, they're actually scared of us.
That's the reason why
Verse 6. The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom, those are the Europeans. You hear this, brother? They say the tabernacles of Edom. It's about to tell you the people. It's about to tell you the nations who are confederate against you, who have tried to cut you off as a nation. Read.
And the Ishmaelites.
Okay, the tabernacles of Edom, those are the Europeans. They said the Ishmaelites, those are the Arabs.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yeah,
Read.
okay.
And of Moab.
Of Moab is the Chinese. Read.
And of the Harganis. The Jebal and Ammon.
African nation and Japanese nation. Okay? Because we are different from African people. African people are Hamites. We are Shemitic people. Read.
Amalek.
Amalek are these people right now. The fake Jews that's over there in our land.
So in our support of the community, make we go and purchase things. They're in our community. They own these stores in our community.
Yeah.
Y'all be up here every day?
Arabs and all of them, they know who you are. You know the Arabs had us in slavery too.
Every Saturday?
The Arab people in the sub-Saharan slave trade. Yeah, so the Arab people had us in slavery, the Chinese people had us in slavery, and the Silk Road slave trade.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, see because the European slave trade, which was the transatlantic when they brought us over here, that was the worstest one.
Okay, so we got bought over here. What if we call what are we labeled as? When they bought us from?
They was calling us Negro. They wasn't calling us Africans. They was calling us Negroes when we got off the slave ship. But see, we are Israel. But yeah, just Google, just look it up on the flyer. You can go on YouTube or you can go on Facebook, whichever one you prefer, and just look it up. So.
Okay.